But the next one, it's gonna get a little heavy.
Real heavy. Top heavy.
You all right?
From the bottom of my heart.
Oh, okay, that's what that was. Oh, okay. I was like, hot damn, what we do? Boy, had me scared now. I'm about
Real
to hit
heavy.
cut.
Hey, hold on.
Hold on. But nah,
Somebody help me.
it's the I don't know if y'all have seen any of it. It's the RG3 and Ryan Clark debacle that's been going on
Yeah.
about
I've
the
seen
whole
the
Angel
debacle.
Reese and Caitlin Clark situation. And yeah. What's your thoughts on that? It's a odd.
I want one person to start. I want one person to start.
Yeah,
I was gonna say to preface.
before I answer, are you asking me my thoughts on RG3 and Ryan Clark? Or are you asking me my thoughts on the foul of Caitlin Clark?
The game aspect or
not
the social
game
aspect?
of it. We're gonna talk about the social aspect of it because I feel like the game aspect of it, I feel like that's pretty cut and dry.
Right.
Like I feel like most people kind of feel the same way about the game aspect of it, but the social aspect of it, I think, is pretty intriguing.
Yes,
As
I
far
would
as,
say. I would say though, preference like if that is part, I'd say like I don't think it's bad to preference like, hey, like this is just how I feel in a game,
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. I think everybody's entitled to have their opinion on their game and whatnot,
Right.
and even socially too. To an
Yeah.
extent.
Oh, for sure.
As long as it's educated.
Eric, kick us off.
Yeah,
Eric, kick us off because I feel like it's
Yeah.
gonna be like I feel like we should go in between.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Eric, kick us off.
So for me, the whole RG3 Ryan Clark situation, I feel like it got to a point that it didn't need to, and more so in the sense of where I feel like Ryan Clark, if y'all don't know, Ryan Clark and RG3, they both have a podcast. They're both former NFL players, and they were just giving their inputs on the Caitlin Clark injury situation themselves. But where I feel like it got I can't even say the word.
Misconstrued?
Yeah, misconstrued or
Zebra.
like out of place. Zebra. It's just like more so when Ryan Clark tried to say that RG3, he can't relate to how Angel Reese would feel in that moment or how Angel Reese would feel as far as like, like hearing it from a black man's point of view, because he was saying that RG3's wife is white. So all he's going to feel it for is like Caitlin Clark's point of view. I don't think that was the right way to go about it. And I don't think that's the right sports take. So that's just kind of like how I feel. I just feel like they should have kept it more to the
Sports
game.
centered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I don't think that's necessarily what he was getting at. I think that's part of it, but not necessarily all of it. I think like what he was saying that so everybody knows RG3 and Ryan Clark, they have history on the field, off the field, when they were working at ESPN together.
Right.
But I think that what he was getting at was definitely more on the social aspect of it, and saying that, RG3, the words he was using to describe Angel Reese and borderline kind of bashing her, but not looking at the whole picture of it.
Right.
Like, yes, okay, we talk about the fact that Angel Reese, on the prior play, she pushed one of the Indiana Fever players. And then right after that, Caitlin Clark hits her with the hard foul. Cool.
Right.
But we didn't talk about that whole thing. When I personally listened to RG3's take on it, it's like he tried to villainize Angel Reese.
Right.
And I don't think that's necessarily fair at all. Because, I mean, it's a ball game, bro.
Right,
Like,
right.
physical plays happen.
It
It
happens.
gets chippy.
Right.
It's a rivalry already.
Some people
so
gonna get pissed. Some people get elevated.
People are gonna get angry. People are gonna get pissed. But I don't think that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark hate each other.
Right.
What RG3 was saying was that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's
You
the
don't-
furthest thing
yeah.
from. I don't believe that. I think they have a rivalry,
Of course.
because they have history on the court.
Of course.
They played each other in college. They played each other for the college championship. Angel Reese won, Caitlin Clark lost.
Right.
They both entered the draft at the same year. Caitlin Clark goes number 1. I think Angel Reese went number 7 or something like that. I think
Yeah.
she went in the top 10.
Right.
But Caitlin Clark went number 1. Everybody knew it. It is what it is. But I think this narrative out there is like that a lot of people keep portraying is like black and white.
Right.
And I think
When you mean black and white, do you mean like
Like race.
race?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I didn't know if you
race-wise.
meant like, oh, it's
I
like
think
gray
people
area
are-
or okay.
people are like perpetrating this whole race debacle, like the whole race aspect of it. And it's like, yeah, there is race involved, but that takes away from what they're doing on the court,
Right.
and their accomplishments as well,
Right.
And the thing is, I've heard more sports takes that sound like RG3's sports take on Angel Reese, and I think Ryan Clark was saying, hey, you're using a lot of like aggressive terms and adjectives to describe Angel Reese, but you're not doing that for Caitlin Clark. And I think he tried to use, which I don't wholeheartedly agree with what he went when he referenced RG3's wife as being white.
Right.
I don't wholeheartedly agree with it. I think he tried to use that as a way to prove his point that RG3 doesn't have the sensitivity to protect black women.
Right.
Yeah, but I see like my thing with that is just like, just because just because somebody chooses to date or marry white, that don't mean that they not with the culture.
Exactly.
Like, that nigga mama still white, nigga grandma still white. If he got sisters, black, they still black. Like if he got sisters, they still black.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, he's still cultured.
Right.
And it's just like, all right, like he grew up in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the culture is in Texas.
Right.
Do black men date white women in
Right.
Texas? like Ryan Clark, like he's from New Orleans.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it.
He's got
a
a
think,
biracial
like-
child.
He has a biracial child too. So
Right.
it's just like, who are you to speak on somebody because they married somebody white?
Who's
Right.
with a white woman.
To
You
play off
have
Eric's
you have a mixed child.
right. Okay, so like to play off Eric's point, like on a personal level for me, right? Like for me, like I've always dated like more. I can only use myself as an example,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I've always dated multiple races. I've been with black girls, white girls, Hispanics, Russians, you name it. Like I've never discriminated, right? My daughter's mother's white, right? She's mixed. I mean, if I had a kid with a black girl, she'd be mixed too. But the point I'm making is like for me, like growing up, even to this day, when people ask me, like, no matter how you see me, I've always felt like to me I am black. Like I'm mixed, but like when someone looks at me, like
You're black.
You're
I'm
black,
black.
man, yeah.
There's no way around it. And I love that, right? I embrace it.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to my brother a week ago. I went to see that side of my family and the function. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Yeah.
to me, I love that side of me, right? Like I
Yeah.
embrace
You
that. Like the
identify more
functions
with
are
it.
better. Like it's just, I don't know, man. It's something I just
I just
feel
look
at
at it-
home, right?
Something
I
you
always
identify
feel at
with
home.
more.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
feel out of place. Not saying I feel out of place on my mother's side of the
Yeah.
family, but like I always feel in place and I embrace that side of me, right?
Right.
Like some people be like, "Oh, you talk white," or "Oh, you dress white." It's like I
that's
don't
cool,
give a fuck.
yeah,
like I'm
but
still
black,
like,
yeah, like-
and I will never. For me, I will never not like. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I will.
'Cause I look
like,
at it like-
doesn't matter if I date white women predominantly.
Because when you step out the door,
Yeah,
you a black man.
You a nigga.
Right.
I mean, you a nigga.
Right.
If we all was
All
in the
the
car,
time.
if we was
Right.
all in the car together and we got stopped, you a
I'm
nigga with the rest of us.
Yeah.
So like
I've
oh,
always
yeah.
embraced that, no matter
Right.
what. Like that is like my mindset. Again, like you said, inside the house or outside the house.
Yeah.
When I walk out, like I'm black. Like I'm mixed, but
Right.
like I know when someone that see me, it's like you're not
He's black.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Or
saying?
everything, I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, but you
Like,
know what I'm saying. To
but-
them, I'm black.
But the moment, but even the moment when you say like, I'm mixed, and you say mixed with what? You're like, my mom's
Right, right,
white,
yeah.
my dad's, but now it's black. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, so he black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So-
But
like,
now if your daddy white and your mama
it's
black,
different. It's
It's
different.
it's
I wouldn't
different.
say it's the
It's
same,
different.
but it is perceived a little different.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's different, but I would look at it the same way.
Same
like,
way,
so
yeah.
you black, right?
yeah,
So
but
I get
To
what
my
you're
like,
saying.
point, though.
like we're talking about how the world
on
Yeah,
the social aspect of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
like the world would be like, well, his dad white,
Right.
Yeah.
he not a nigga,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But your daddy
It's-
black,
it's
so
I know what you're saying.
yeah, like,
get what
you
you're
feel me?
saying.
Like
I
I ain't
guess-
trying to go into it.
No,
right?
yeah.
I'm trying to give light to it.
But
You know
to
what I
play
mean?
off what he's saying, like back, okay, I wanted to preference that,
Yeah.
right? And to play back into the social aspect of the situation, like, and that literally Eric just said it, like, his mom is, like, I know he dates a white woman,
Yeah.
right? Like, but his mother is black, his
Yeah.
sisters, his cousins, like, right? Ryan
RG3.
Clark, he has a mixed child, right?
Yep.
I think, like, when we look at the social aspect of it, like, I understand
Mm-hmm.
where I think that RG3, he could have went about it in a better way. It did. I feel like it did seem like a personal attack more than anything,
Right.
and also that ties into, again, she's a black woman, right?
Right.
Like, I personally just think, like, who gives a fuck if she gets mad? Like,
Right.
it's a sport, it's emotions. Like, just say you don't like her. Like to Eric's point, just say
Yeah.
you don't like her because of the sport, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of her.
I'm not a fan of her
Attitude
basketball.
or
Without
just
bashing her
basketball
as a
like,
person.
without bashing her as a person, right? Like,
Yeah.
but on the flip side of that, like I do think Ryan Clark could have. Again, we're talking the social aspect here. I feel like Ryan Clark could have approached it just a little bit better. He made his point, and I think his point was great because he wasn't really bashing the dude's wife.
But he mentioned her.
But he mentioned her, and I don't think he was bashing her.
Right.
Right? Like, I think he was just trying to make a point. I think he could have made his point
Right.
without a little bit better. I think he could have did it. I
Right.
think he hit the nail on the head. But ultimately, like, I just feel like the girl can get pissed if she wants to get pissed. It's a fucking sport,
Right.
Like, you know. Like, but again, that's the sport versus social aspect of it. Like,
Because that was my whole like thing with it. Like I had no problem with the sports piece of it. It's just that when you start sounding like you're personally attacking somebody, or you talking on somebody's like personality and who they are,
right? That's when it's
and
personal.
especially like this is just me. I don't speak for the whole pot, but this is just me. When it comes to black women, they're one of the most underserved people in society.
Right.
It just is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
we,
that's the truth.
We can,
of it.
yeah.
we can
But-
all agree to that.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's just
And
like-
for a black man to have a platform like what Robert Griffin III has, you can't misuse that.
Right.
You have to still show that sensitivity to it as well. Because when you have that type of following and you speak like that, in a way, you're enabling others to speak on people like that.
Right.
Because they see that Robert Griffin III is talking like that, right? So why can't I say that? Robert Griffin III, he's a black man. He's talking about a black woman like that.
Yeah, but-
so why can't I say that too?
okay, so I don't know Robert Griffin III.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of his, so I don't really keep up with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. For his podcast, he could defend everybody like that.
Right?
And see, that's my
So-
point too.
so
I don't
like-
know. I don't know
So
these
like,
people.
like, let's just like, all right, for the example, like if we were to go watch RG3's podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and it was to be another situation with a black and white person, is he going to defend it
the
the
same.
same way he's defending this? So that's what I'm
Right.
saying. We don't watch him enough. And then another thing too is just like it's the culture. We don't know how he grew up. Like people would look at me and you and be like, from high school, like they would be like, well, why Eric dressed like that? Eric wear flip flops. He wear yellow shorts with green shirts. Well, it's like that's the environment I'm around. That's not the culture I'm from.
Yeah,
But
right.
I went to Dorman. Like
That's your
That's
environment.
right.
people
Like,
look at
it's-
Dorman as like uppity.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
environment. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
can't really
environment.
like yeah.
So let's just say he been in that kind of environment since college. You know what I mean? Depending on like who he's dealt with.
Again, that goes like
like-
you said, the way you dress, the way you talk,
so
the way
then
you like. You know,
that go into your business aspect
Even-
too.
yeah,
You
right.
know what I mean? Like depending on, and I'm not saying that it's okay. So like,
Yeah.
let me just go ahead and clear that
Yeah,
up. I'm
yeah, yeah.
definitely not saying it's okay.
Yeah.
But I just had to use that example because it's like, if I were to if somebody were to meet me from Dorman, and then let's just say you went to Spartan High, the way Spartan High's culture is different. Like Spartan High, low key, just as smart as Dorman, but
Yeah.
when you hear Spartan High, you think inner city
Where it's
kids.
located and all that.
right.
But then they come out here, they be dressed just like us. But
Yeah.
now we looking at y'all like, oh, y'all trying to fit in. But they looking at us like y'all uppity.
Right,
You know, just giving like
right.
a high
No,
school.
I-
push
yeah,
up, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So it's just like if I were to go listen to his podcast,
With
Right.
them coming from different circumstances, I get what you're saying.
because I listen to the Pivot.
Yeah.
that shit, that's some nigga shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
that-
and we know Ryan Clark. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
from
for sure.
You know what
for
I mean?
sure,
Like,
in
he from-
Louisiana.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know what part of Texas he's from.
Yeah.
I can tell you he went to Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not ideal for a black quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know
I
what I'm
get-
saying?
no,
I'm just like,
I
I'm just
respect
saying,
that. I
yeah,
respect
you know
that.
what I
I
mean?
like
So,
context.
like,
I love context.
Yeah,
though, like
so,
right, like
like,
context
I can
all can
respect that.
can sway people's opinions because like
right.
when you don't have enough context, you can jump. It's not thought provoking. Like
Yeah.
to give context makes it a lot more thought provoking.
yeah.
Like
For me,
and it's like my fault. I mean to cut you off.
you could. For me, it's one of them things where you listen to some of RG3's comments.
you might
and
know more because I don't.
You see him use terms referring to white women as milk.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Stuff like
like I think when he worked at ESPN one time, he was like, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going.
Yeah. So it's
You know,
like,
so-
okay, now
but it's like
now
you
you
been
got
saying
this
that shit
narrative.
since college, probably.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool if that's your preference.
And that's cool. Like everybody can have a preference.
Right.
You know, a white woman can date a black guy.
Yeah.
A black guy can date a white woman.
For sure.
A black guy can date a Hispanic woman. A white woman can date a Hispanic guy.
Right.
Like
To each his own.
to each his own when it comes to that
Right.
aspect. I have no problem with that.
But
Like,
it's just having that awareness of who you are, what your platform is,
Yeah,
and the things that
ultimately.
you say as well.
Right.
Because it has an impact.
It does.
You gotta know, and you gotta be okay with that.
It does.
too. So like,
it's a double-edged sword.
I can't be mad at RG3 if he come out, he like, hey, listen, I know who I am. I know that some of the takes I say could be misconstrued, and it could be mistook for a different thing than what I meant for it to come for. But I'm okay with that.
Right.
He ain't come out and say that though.
Right.
So my
Right.
issue with that is like for you to say things like that, but then to talk about the black woman like that,
Right.
but then not talk about the white woman like that too, because they both did things in that sequence that could have been critiqued.
Yeah, but I feel like, because now that we're talking about it more, like, I feel like RG3 could possibly just be talking about her reaction to the shit.
Yeah,
Like,
And again,
Like-
like I'm not saying
Yeah.
it is, but it plays into what you also
Yeah.
said. Like he could have meant that, but
Right.
he didn't. I guess his follow up was not like clarifying
yeah.
it. But
But,
then it said like,
like-
why the fuck does he have to? I don't know.
yeah,
man.
but
You
see,
know,
I feel
you
like
don't have to,
right.
I think another thing too, bro, is just like we gotta talk about like the sports, like the
You
sports,
do.
like
You-
you feel
you-
me? So like,
yeah, definitely
like the
correlates.
sports channels, the sports networks that's putting the replay out there, they showing the foul. They not showing what happened. Caitlin Clark's defending the teammate.
Right.
That's how
Right.
like that's
Which-
really how I look at it.
and like
Caitlin
you
Clark-
talked about it, so
Yeah.
like I was cool with her defending her teammate because
Yeah,
that's a
that's dope.
basketball
Yeah,
play. That's
so,
what you
like,
do.
That's what you do.
So like to the people who like, what is Eric talking about defending her teammate? All right, look, Caitlin Clark
Context.
fouled. Yeah, she fouled Angel Reese. Okay, literally 3 seconds before that, Angel Reese pushes her teammate with two hands, pushes Caitlin Clark's teammate out the way. She gets the board. Caitlin Clark's looking at the referee like, you ain't gonna call a foul? All right, cool.
I bet.
I'ma foul you.
Fuck it. Yeah.
'Cause you ain't about to push my team
Because she
back.
with
Yeah,
the shits.
and-
But she with the shits. Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark with
And
the
that's
shits.
more so just one of them sports things where like you see your teammate get done dirty. I bet.
Fuck you,
feel
like,
me?
yeah, I ride for my
so,
team, like,
and, but,
yeah.
and that's like, because we're not talking about the game, we talking about like the social,
social.
aspect of
Yeah.
it.
But they kind of tie in
it
a
tie
sense.
yeah. So it's just like, all right, like RG3 could be talking, and the reason why I gave the backstory is just because of what I'm about to say. RG3, he could be talking from the point of view like, well, Angel Reese, why you acting like that? Like you didn't just push her.
right.
You know what I mean?
But-
it's just-
but I guess he did it.
it's
And
a
the thing
word
is-
of choice.
Yeah, it's all
It's-
about
that's
the
what it
the
is.
words
That's what
you
it is.
use.
It's a word of choice, but
You
in
could have
reality,
said it better.
if he would have just started off, hey man, you know what we doing? We talking about this today. You could talk about Caitlin Clark fouling Angel Reese, but I feel that she did this to defend her teammate. That was never brought into the picture.
Yeah, yeah. You're
Context.
saying, you're saying he could have said
and
that.
he could have
said
He could have
that.
said it
And that's
better.
what, and
He
that's
could
where
have
my
said it
problem
better.
comes
Yeah.
in with it at.
And then that's
the-
when the my fault.
Go
But
ahead.
that's when like
Yeah.
the sports networks like, all right, they were like, well, shit, RG3, he's a former NFL player. He's really locked in. He's watching it. And then the sports networks could have been posting the full play from Angel Reese pushing her to her getting a rebound to Caitlin Clark fouling her.
Yep.
That's
To the
3
reaction.
steps. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
That's 4 steps.
Yep.
And we only see
See,
2.
two. Yeah.
We only see the foul and the reaction.
See, that's where
So,
that's
and that's the problem that I don't like about it is that if you get the whole thing, you kind of feel differently about the situation as a total. You say, okay,
You
that's
do.
just basketball.
You
right
do.
there.
You do.
And you don't
Yeah.
look at it like, okay, that's race.
Yeah.
But the fact that RG3 only focused on foul and Angel Reese's reaction,
Yeah.
that's what gets
Me, yeah.
I
that.
feel like
and we're in this point in society now where that, like I said, that's just how I feel. You know, you can't sit there and do that like that, knowing you have a platform and then to not even address it later. Because this thing with Ryan Clark and RG3 went back and forth 4 different times where RG3 says what he says, Ryan Clark, he condemns what he says. I don't
Yep.
fuck with that.
Yep.
Hey, you can't talk about that black woman like that. For you to be doing what you do and whatnot, you can't do that. That ain't right. You ain't got the sensitivity to it. He checked her, which RG3 checks people often. So this ain't nothing that came out the blue.
right.
It's not out of character for Ryan Clark
Right.
to do that.
Right.
So that's where my respect for Ryan Clark comes in at.
Yeah,
I just
no,
didn't like
yeah.
the fact that he used his wife to sort of kind
Yeah.
of push his point, which I get why he did it. Though.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense what he said.
Right.
Because he's basically saying that, RG3 not being married to a black woman or not being with a black woman, obviously by his terms that he used towards white women, you have a preference, right?
Right.
It says it. It's pretty out there. It's out there. So for you to then use the language that you use towards Angel Reese to describe her actions in reaction to Caitlin Clark's foul without talking about the whole basketball play makes it seem personal.
Right.
And we're already in this point in society where you hear WNBA players coming out saying that people are saying, you know, fucked up shit.
Right.
Saying racist terms, derogatory terms and whatnot.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we talking about that, that was more so towards Caitlin Clark last year.
And she did get some too, but Angel Reese has gone on record. Yeah. She has gone on record saying that she hears some fucked up shit coming out the crowd.
And see, once again, we talking about like the social aspect of it, but I'm about to go basketball. Mm-hmm. That's why I fuck with Caitlin Clark over Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark don't be, I had to choose the right word. I was finna say bitching. Right. But she don't be pouting.
Yeah.
She don't be pouting.
Yeah.
I'ma get fouled. Okay, cool.
Fuck it. Like
I like
we about to get to
y'all
it.
saying
like,
stuff about me. Okay, cool. Like none of that stops her from winning the goddamn Rookie of the Year last year.
Yeah.
The only thing that really I say Caitlin Clark got cheated out of, Caitlin Clark should have been on an Olympic team last year.
Yeah.
She should have been. The last rookie that made the Olympic team for the men was Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. So why we can't do that?
So basically,
for her?
you're saying like, again, we're not. This is not a race thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's just like Caitlin Clark also kind of on the opposite end, kind of got a lot of hate. But she just was like, "Fuck it, we just gonna ball."
Yeah, like
I'm not even about to like.
Bro, like to put it to you this way, bro. It's almost like when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird was playing. I don't know because I wasn't alive, but I know Boston is in Massachusetts. And I know the Lakers is in California.
Yeah, right.
I know it was black and white.
And it's sort of kind of the same shit right now. Chicago, the Sky is in Chicago.
Yeah.
And the Fever is in Indiana.
Let's go back to college. We in Iowa and we in New Orleans.
Right.
This white girl is kicking my ass.
But that's why like, it's just like it's I think ultimately, bro, like before, because I'm on the sports aspect, dude. Yeah. I agree with you 1,000%. On the social aspect, I just think that like they could have both handled the conversation. Even Ryan Clark to an extent. I'm not saying I more or less think I side with him, obviously, but like I think that like even Ryan Clark, he could have just been like, you know what, like I'm not gonna keep going back and forth. Like I said what I said, like. Maybe I shouldn't have brought your wife into it, even though I don't think he was dogging his wife. He wasn't dogging his wife.
I think yesterday he did apologize for for mentioning his wife, not necessarily bringing her into it, but mentioning it.
They both could have just handled it better. Also, I think they both could have just handled it better.
I just think that like me personally, if I'm Ryan Clark, it's hard for me to apologize about bringing his wife into it when, bro, you're podcasting. And you're talking about what you're talking about while your wife is in the back.
I mean,
you have your wife in the podcast. So in a way, you've now exposed your wife to this. So like that's
the argument. I can understand that.
If you feel protective of someone in your life like that, don't put them in the public eye.
Don't put it. Yeah.
I referred to Big Head as Big Head. Why? Because I don't want to bring her into the public eye. If this ever pops off or anything ever happens, I want to be known as just me. I don't want no one to go and align what I have going on in my personal life
I'm like that now.
with what my takes are.
Yeah, I'm like that. Yeah. I'm not famous, but I'm like that. I don't put my shit out there just because it's just people weird, people crazy.
I feel like when you do that, that's fair game. If I was to have Big Head on this podcast and then all of a sudden people started critiquing her or commenting and whatnot, I invited
some out of pocket
that.
Shit. Yeah,
or saying out of pocket shit. I invited that because I put her put her right in front of this camera.
Right. I mean,
Eric, what was you about to say? What was you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I feel where Austin coming from, but then again, too, bro, it's just like the magnitude of people that they are. Like
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I'm not saying people care about RG3, but this nigga won a Heisman.
We know who he is.
Like, you feel me? Like this nigga was what #1 overall pick,
and he had a good rookie year.
Like
people
before like you might not be invested in him, but if it were to come out, Ryan Clark say something, you gonna go look at RG3 White.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like basically what I'm saying is she didn't have to be in the podcast for Ryan Clark to say what he said.
I think I agree. I honest to God, I truly believe even if she was not in that
Yeah, he still
podcast,
would've said
Ryan
it.
Clark would have used that. I'm just gonna be completely honest with
and
you. I
real talk-
believe
Even though it's
that.
subjective because that didn't happen that
I
way.
didn't, but I wholeheartedly believe he would have done that because
but
he would have used the
yeah.
same thing to get his point across.
And the only reason why I feel that way too is because, like what you said earlier, every time Ryan Clark he say some fucked up shit, he go back and
Yeah,
apologize.
he will apologize,
So,
which I
yeah.
give you credit for
But
that.
that's some real shit though.
Yeah.
Like I can
but
respect that.
It's real shit, but how real is it?
'Cause why- you shouldn't have said it in the first
you
place.
shouldn't have said it.
Well-
and all you doing is every time you say something fucked up, you just gonna go apologize.
yeah.
But the thing
like
is-
an apology don't fix
like
nothing.
you, I guess if it's a repeated pattern, like
Yeah,
you know,
it's like all right, like if he go out here, he say something that he say now, right? And then let's just say I was the magnitude of person that I was, and let's just say I was dating an Indian lady.
Mhm.
You gonna come at me and say something about my Indian wife for what?
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
You know what I mean? Like for what? Just because she in the background saying, "Yeah, that's right." She
And
for
we
I
what?
think what he was saying is like, yo, like we see the environment that you're around, so you don't have that sensitivity.
But what if he like?
Or maybe he
this
does.
is all semantics
Right,
at this
yeah.
point. I'm just trying to be thought provoking.
Right.
What if RG3 puts money towards scholarships or something? What if he puts money towards like
I'm pretty
black
sure he
colleges
does.
and
And I
shit?
mean,
Like,
you-
but
well, we don't.
maybe
know
his mama
that.
called him
Like,
after the clip and was like, "Hey, Robert, I didn't like the way you talked about that black woman."
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it. Like you don't know what
We
happens
don't know.
after the camera.
Yeah.
But
all
we're
we
only
know is-
reacting to what we
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
It's just
we could do that all
All
day,
day
long,
long, yeah.
going, what's happening behind the scenes. But on camera, I just think that wasn't the right move. I would say.
him. Wait, who RG3 said? I think they
RG3,
both.
yeah.
I think they both had some
But
missteps.
I,
think they both had
but
some
I
missteps.
praise Ryan Clark more because on the whole apology thing, I think all three of us can agree the hardest thing for a man to do is apologize.
But it's not hard
When-
for him because he apologized every time he do something.
And this is more
but that's
context.
But
for
what
me,
I'm
right?
saying
Like,
is like I fuck with him for that because like maybe he's figured that thing out where he's like, hey, I can be wrong. Because the thing is like we go through every day and there's not a time in every day that we've lived where we done did some shit that ain't right.
of course, nobody's fucking perfect. Like, come on, like.
So
you're a fucking
but
idiot
think
if
about
you
it like
you're
this
perfect.
too. Like how many times have you done some fucked up shit where like now in hindsight you're like, damn, I might have should have apologized for
Oh,
that.
for sure,
Yeah,
dude.
that's cool.
A
So,
lot.
all right,
But that's
let-
what
let-
I'm getting at with
Ryan
Ryan Clark.
Clark. All right,
He's,
so let me
he's
ask
got
you-
that
let-
awareness now.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen Ryan Clark just come out and apologize about something that we don't know about? And how many times have you seen Ryan Clark apologize about something that he put out on social media?
It has to apologize for it, basically.
Well, I mean, I think that's the whole like what's the word? The subjective part of it.
But
Because it's
see,
like
to me,
you-
it can't be subjective.
Because the thing is, he works for a big machine, so it's easy to say, oh yeah, he probably issued that apology because of ESPN, right?
Probably.
Right, and I mean, but that's
Probably.
that's
But,
fair.
but
That's
what I'm
fair
saying-
because he's behind a big machine.
I guess.
But like you can't say like that's almost like saying, hey, that dude apology ain't genuine. You know what I'm saying?
I
That
get
could
it.
be the type of
Slick,
person.
I mean, like, I ain't saying like I'm not saying that, but in a way, bruh, if it's like if all three of us, right? If I were to every time I had to come and say an apology about something, it's because y'all was like, hey, bro, like, why you put that on social media? And I'm like, all right, well, I apologize about it.
But
on
I'm
the
gonna do it
podcast.
again. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
But
saying.
that's also
like-
the misstep of it too. Like we all say shit and we all do shit.
But that's crazy. Like I don't know, bro.
but that's like
ultimately-
his
feel
career is in
ultimately,
front of the
like-
camera too. So a lot of the moments.
Ultimately, I think if I
well,
was
that
in
nigga
his
need a new
position,
PR team. Nigga.
yeah, because and then again, I can't speak for nobody. I don't. This dude knows a lot more than I do about sports. This, that, the other, whatever. Right? Like I think if I was in his shoes, like if if I was in Ryan Clark's shoes, I 100% would have tried to find a way to get my point across versus not using his wife. Not that I'm
Yeah.
saying he dogged his wife.
Right.
I just think he could have got his point across better in a different way without his wife being in. Okay, cool. His wife's in the background. I get it. Like blah blah blah. I just think he didn't have to do that.
No,
in
he didn't.
hindsight, if I was RG3, I think when I was talking about
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, I would have done it in a light like, and I keep referencing Eric because like it makes sense
Because
when I
Eric
hear
kept it to basketball. though.
yeah, that's why I referenced it
Yeah.
to Eric because like it makes sense how he's saying it to where I'm like, okay, what's the problem? Like I just think I don't like her. Again, this is what
Right.
I'm saying, like socially, what I would have done different if I was
Yeah.
both of them. I think Ryan Clark has a good point about like don't put bad light on African American, female basketball players in general.
Yeah.
Like, or just
black
women in general. Yeah. But like that's a perfect point. That is an amazing point. There is nothing he did wrong there. Yeah. I think he could have just did it without bringing his wife into the equation, especially with him knowing, okay, yeah, RG3 says like, I mess with white girls only. Brother, you have a mixed child too. Like, and I'm not saying I'm against that. What I'm saying is it's like you could have found a better way to come across.
And I mean to know that you're now a public figure and whatnot, and people are watching you.
Right. Both of them. I think both of them could have did better.
And I think that's also where the apology comes in too. Yeah. Like to be able to say that, hey, okay, I know I got eyes on me. I know I got people who watching me. So let me make sure I do the right thing to make sure that people are doing the right thing going forward as well socially. Saying, hey, I don't apologize for how I felt about what you did. Yeah. But what I do apologize is for maybe how I reacted.
Yeah.
So I think that just takes, to me, because I know that feeling. I don't like to apologize when I'm wrong, but I know how hard it feels to when you do apologize. And keep in mind, this man's apologizing in front of millions of people. So regardless if it's just if he had to or not,
I feel you, Eric. Like I get it. I feel it's hard, bro. Like it's hard, bro. Like
we're talking about somebody who does stuff in the light.
Yeah.
That makes him have to apologize.
And granted, it's like I watch, and maybe I feel this way because I watch a lot of his content too.
I mean, I watch a lot of it too, so that's how I could tell you that he says a lot of shit on his podcast, and then he'll go back and goddamn apologize.
But I also feel like maybe that's just the man himself too, though, because like you can watch people long enough and be like,
well, he's just not a good person.
I ain't saying that. I think
we don't know.
I can't say that. I can't say that because I think him apologizing is actually more noble than just saying I stand on that shit.
You don't think,
even if it's right or wrong?
Okay, so I get what you're saying. So anybody can be like, well, ESPN is telling me that he's got to do it.
I feel like anybody can do that because they know he worked for ESPN. That's an easy way to cop out and just try to diminish what he did and apologize.
Fuck, this is hard, dude.
That's just like if you work for a major network and you said some shit about me, right?
Yeah.
Just because you work for a major network and you apologize to me don't mean that that's not how you really felt.
Right.
Maybe you actually wanted to apologize to me. Yeah.
It's one of, yeah.
I mean, I can say that.
It's only one of those things. Sorry, because you got caught. You know the saying, like.
But like, it's easy to do that. I feel like that's the easier thing to do than to just they accept it for what it is. Yeah, the man apologized. He realized that he didn't go about it the best way, so he's apologizing for that.
I will say this is all making me want to watch WNBA more.
You just want to watch the Pivot and RG3's podcast more too, because like they got good content.
Like, okay, so you agree that like minus this take, RG3 has good content.
Yeah, like I do agree that he says.
Would you say the same or no? You don't like.
I don't keep up.
I watch RG3's content as well, and it's like there are times like I agree with what Ryan Clark saying,
but also
as far as like, hey bro, like you've been on record saying certain shit before, so like you add 2 and 2 together, and then all of a sudden you got 4. You get what I'm saying? Like, hey, you say some ignorant shit a couple times, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have this wild take on this black woman.
Yeah.
2 + 2 = 4. It's like, hey, bro, now I gotta check you. Number one, as another black man, because I would do the same shit if somebody I knew or somebody, a colleague or something like that, or somebody I work close with did some shit. Like if you said some shit, if I looked and you did a tweet or something like that and you posted some shit about black women that could be taken as derogatory or offensive to black women, I call you. And now granted, I wouldn't go on the fucking pod or tweet back something like, Eric, what the fuck, bro? I'd call you and be like, yo, Eric, bro.
You tweaking. Like,
hey, I read your tweet, bro. That was kind of, I don't know, bro. That's kind of offensive to black women. And then I'd be like, hey, bro, for both of us to have black mothers and to be with black women, that's kind of fucked up, bro. I think that's just me personally.
Yeah.
I feel like as black men, you have that responsibility to when you see shit like that, you gotta check it.
Right.
Especially in your own community. And I get, not everybody's gonna understand that because not everybody's black. Not everybody get that. But in our community like that, we have to have that type of accountability.
Right.
Amongst each other.
Because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong in every community. There's bad Hispanic people, there's bad black people, there's bad white people, there's bad, like, there's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I would want anybody in anybody's community to protect their women as far as like when people are speaking ill on them.
Yeah.
Right? So as a black man, I'm gonna check another black man if he's talking ill on black women. Number one, like I said, most underserved community of people,
Right.
like in the world.
So
Right. I would never condone some shit like that because that does nothing but push those narratives further. If anything, you want to dispel those narratives and make sure that people are giving black women the flowers they deserve. That discredits the things that Angel Reese does when you speak ill on her like that.
Right.
Because there are people who don't like her as a person and as a player. So every chance they get to beat down on her, they're going to do it. But the thing is, think about it like this. Our daughters and whatnot, they may end up looking up to Angel Reese. So how would your daughters feel?
I mean, that's
Like,
cool.
how would your kids feel if they go and look at RG3's content and then all of a sudden they come back and with their Angel Reese jersey in their hand and say, I don't want this no more because RG3 said that she's an angry villain.
But I also feel like that's like personal opinion.
I would show
That's a
my-
personal
I would
opinion,
show
but I'm
my-
just saying as a scenario.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But yeah.
And what was
You
you
would
saying?
show
Eric?
what?
Nah, I was just gonna say shit. I'll show my daughter goddamn a picture of the white girl being happy to see Asia Wilson. Same shit, just
Right.
back
Right.
reverse.
Right?
So
I
what?
get that.
Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
But like my thing is,
Yeah.
bro, like you say, like talking down. Like if I were to be on a podcast
Yeah.
and I'd be like, Angel Reese needs to work on her layups, and people would be like, well, you need backlash, like woo woo woo. And I come on here and I'm like, Angel Reese offensive rebound, Angel Reese gets a shot block, Angel Reese offensive rebound, Angel Reese gets a shot block, Angel Reese offensive rebound. Angel Reese misses layup.
Like, what are we
Angel
talking
Reese
about?
Offensive
Yeah.
rebound.
Right. Like, what are we,
Angel
like-
Reese misses layup.
Oh,
Angel
it's-
Reese offensive
Yeah.
But
rebound.
no, it's like,
But
fuck,
that's the
dude,
thing,
yeah,
though.
like-
But that's the thing. Like, I don't.
the
Like I
fuck?
said in the beginning, like it was never an issue with the sports
No,
take
yeah,
of it.
yeah,
That's
but
never the issue.
man,
It's
No,
like,
but that's what I'm saying though. Like people will look at that like
Yeah.
I'm bashing her.
Right.
I'm not bashing
Bashing
her.
her.
And
I'm
I-
telling you, she need to work on fucking layup.
And as your brother,
can't fuck a
right
layup. Like
And as your brother, if somebody had came at you about that and said, "Well, Eric don't like black women," and referring to that, what you just said, I would defend you for that.
Yeah, I'd be like, are you kidding me? The motherfucker
Yeah, I'd be
just
like-
thinks she sucks.
He said,
I'm
nothing about her
over-exaggerating.
as a
All right.
person.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
talking
So-
about her game.
Yeah.
But then like I don't think Angel Reese is like as good as people make her out to be. Bruh, if she could hit a fucking layup, bruh, she would be so much better. She just can't hit a layup, dog.
And that's
like,
fair. That's fair.
But that's
But
what I'm saying.
but-
like the way I'm talking now, bro. Like people will probably be like, yeah, that nigga just like he just don't.
No,
fuck with
because
him,
you
like.
didn't. But the thing is, you're not using words to describe her personality. You're talking about sports. You're
Which
talking about her
is
sports attributes.
absolutely AO. Like, that's 100% right.
Only
Like,
thing anybody can be mad at is if they say, "Oh, well, I think Angel Reese is
It's
good,"
good.
and Eric said
But-
that she's not that good. That's the only thing that they can say.
So if
then
RG3
I
would have
feel
said
like-
it like you,
Yeah.
it would have been a different.
Hell yeah,
But
we wouldn't even be in this conversation.
Granted, I gotta watch the. I've heard bits and pieces, but
I don't know, bro. I just feel like RG3, bro. Like he probably could have like it's probably like choice words he probably could have said better, but it ain't like he was just out there like just talking crazy.
well, that's kind of like the other part of
Yeah.
me, right?
And, like,
It's like,
my-
was he really like going that
Like,
crazy about her?
Because
Like,
my thing is, bro, it's just like
can he just have an opinion? Like,
exactly? But my thing is, bro, it's just like I don't think nobody even said nothing about Ryan Clark, baby. You took it upon yourself to post a picture
No,
of your
somebody
daughter,
did.
like.
The fans and whatnot were like talking about it.
well,
as
they gonna
well.
dig because everybody's
And
gonna
I think-
dig. That's
I
what
think-
happens.
I think
Like,
Robert Griffin III did say something subtly about it.
Yeah.
About him having a biracial child. But I mean,
So it's just
Man,
like,
this
bro,
is a
like,
thought-provoking
what the-
conversation,
Like, what the hell?
dude.
Like my thing is, bro, like, what are we talking about? Like,
That's
like,
initially
bro,
how I felt.
When
Like-
like, do you know?
I think it's more so
There's
a
so
lesson.
many black men out here, bro, that mess with white women, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just like you like Ryan Clark, like you weak as hell to choose RG3. Like, do you think RG3 gonna be the type of nigga that got them confront you? Like, hell no.
Right.
I mean, he
Hell
did
no.
respond. He responded back.
I'm saying confront.
yeah.
Maybe.
Nigga, if we out in public, nigga,
Maybe.
I'ma say
Right,
something
right.
like hell no.
Ah,
bro.
man.
Maybe I
It's
don't
the same
know.
way,
Like,
like,
'cause
Eric,
I
I
can't
say that,
say he
Because I feel
weak
the
for
same
that,
way,
though.
but I feel the same. Like LeBron James, weak as hell. Like nigga, you gonna confront Stephen A. Smith, but not Kevin Gates.
Right,
This nigga
right.
said something about your wife.
Right.
Like nigga, fuck your son. He said something about your wife. And this nigga at the game, and you just
Courtside.
but you could press up on Stephen A. Smith.
Fair.
That's weak as hell.
When
That's
Eric,
weak
when,
as hell.
it's funny, dude. Like, I'll be like, yeah, you're right. But then when Eric makes a point, I'm like, but damn, yeah, that's kind of right though.
And I
Like-
mean, to a degree, I wholeheartedly
shit
agree with
weak.
what Eric is saying,
Yeah.
though. But I can agree with what you're saying, Eric, because you're keeping it strictly to the game.
But
that's
Eric,
why I can't get mad at your take
Right.
because your take is
I wish we had
on the game.
verbatim what
Like to pull up the
RG3 said.
transcript.
I wish like word for word I had verbatim what he said to kind of just pick it apart and like really look at it and be like, I mean, was he like talking about her blackness or was he just talking about like her just how she is
I
on the
think it was
court?
the adjectives that he was using to describe her.
But I mean,
And the thing is like you already know socially how that goes.
I get it. I
When
get
you-
it. I get
when
it.
you do
Yeah.
that, when you start using words
I
like
get it.
angry and
Aggressive,
aggressive,
angry.
loud.
so what if he okay? I know it's all. I've never seen this pot. I've never seen all this stuff. Has he ever talked about a white player that way?
I can't tell you.
Has he ever talked about a different black player that way that nobody cared about, but
that's
now
what
they're
I'm saying,
making a
bro.
big
Like-
deal about it? Like, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I don't
I'm
get
asking.
into RG3.
Which
Like,
one?
I'm not into his personality.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
just curious
But it's
because
just
I
like-
would love to see if he did
I can't
that.
say
Like,
I can't say that he ever has. Like this is the first one that I've seen where I'm like,
And then on some real shit, bro, it could be like Ryan Clark just don't like this nigga for some reason.
and I mean he did say that in the clip though.
Like,
he did.
it's facts,
He
though,
did.
like-
And what you're saying is right because he said, listen,
It's-
I allow.
fuck, man.
He was like, granted, I don't agree with his take and I don't like the way he went about it. He still said at the end of the day though, he said I don't agree with it. He said, but I did allow for personal issues that I have with him to influence the aggression behind my response.
So this whole conversation we just had is because of the way another man feel about another man.
No, because he's still
Ultimately.
but he's still no.
It's arguable. It's
but that's
arguable.
nitpicking it out though. That's nitpicking it out. You gotta look at the whole thing. You can't just say, okay, since he said that we got beef, all of a sudden everything that he said doesn't count no
Right.
more. Like that's not what he acknowledged the fact, which once again I think is pretty fucking like.
Right.
I think that's pretty adult to point that out and say, hey, look, I don't like you that much, and we do have issues, but that still don't change the fact that I feel the way I feel about your take and how you talked about this black woman.
I think ultimately, because I mean, time constraints.
Yeah.
Because this can be a deep conversation.
Right.
I think like if we could just put a bow on it, right? Like
Yeah.
if we could just finish up and put a bow on it. Eric, final takes on it. Just something simple, something sweet. Not final take on it.
Just mind your business.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think when you have huge platforms, you have to be cautious on how you speak on people and when you speak on certain groups and whatnot.
Right.
Just due to society and whatnot, because you don't want to propel certain narratives forward.
Right.
There's no room for that in society for that, in my opinion. And also for Ryan Clark, when you make a mistake and you realize that you might have said something wrong or out of context, or you used the wrong example, keep apologizing.
Right.
I fuck with that. Apologize if you feel you did something wrong. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with apologizing. I think we should influence people to apologize more when they say things that isn't necessarily right. I think we'll have a better society if people just be like, damn, you know what? My bad, G.
Right.
I didn't mean for it to go that way.
Right.
That's just me personally.
Okay.
And for Robert Griffin III, you got a huge platform, bro. You're a black man. You've been given an opportunity that most black men don't get. So don't misuse it. Take care of it. Use your sensitivity as well. Like just because you have a white wife, I'm not discrediting his culture card because the man could be cultured, but you do have a responsibility
Right.
to be able to have that cultural sensitivity too.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
I put
So-
it to you this way. I don't feel like he would if his wife doesn't allow him to.
Well, okay. Well, hey,
But that's a conversation for later.
Okay.
That's another conversation there.
He kind of I say it short and simple, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you my quick take. I'm gonna be honest. I'm on the fence about it. Both of y'all made really good points. I think Eric's got literally what Eric said. Mind your fucking business. Sometimes like it's not as deep as you make it to be. Like I do agree with that. I truly agree with that. But also I agree with you. It literally comes down to just like how you use your platform, right? Just choose your words wisely, right? Even if you don't mean something the way everybody is saying you mean it now, or maybe you do mean it that way. I don't fucking know you. I don't know your character. I know you like white women. Fuck it. I don't care. You have a white child. I don't give a fuck. Either two things.
Yeah.
Either, like he said, mind your fucking business. It wasn't that deep, right? Or you know, the other part of it is you do have a platform, right? Watch what you say, even if you don't mean it a certain way.
If you care.
If you give a fuck. There's a point to be made on both sides, I think. And ultimately, yeah. It's hard for me. I can't pick a side because I think there's
because I'm not saying Robert Griffin III. I'm not saying he has to give a fuck. You know, he can come out today and say, "I don't give a fuck what y'all think." And hey, that nips it in the bud right there. I know what type of time we on.
Right. But yeah. Minus all that, we love black women.
Yeah,
we want to empower the black community.
All women.
Yeah, all women.
But I personally, I'm gonna let you know, like, shit start happening like that, I'm gonna check a nigga if he's speaking ill on black women, especially when it's not called for.
Right.
So that's just me. Yeah. But
I think that's a good way.
I think that was good, thought provoking and whatnot. I fuck with it.
Yeah.
But
I knew we would have kept talking. And I was like, let me put a bow on it. We'll put a bow on
for 2 hours, bro. But in a lighter note, it's the tweet of the week.
Oh shit.
It's the tweet of the week.
Oh shit.
It's the tweet of the week. Oh shit, I gotta play my song. Hold on. It's the tweet of the week.
Tweet
of the week.
Tweet
of the week.
tweet
of the week.
tweet
of the week.
Tweet
of the week.
Big tweet
of the week.
That's a big tweet
of the week.
Texas side tweet
of the week.
Big tweet
of the week.
Hey,
tweet
of
the week.
Eric's got us today, right? Let's go, baby. I feel like it's about to be solid.
What you got for us?
So I found 2 gems.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah, I couldn't decide.
All right, fuck it.
You know what I mean?
Run it.
The first one is, right now, a nigga just chasing a better life. I don't really care who with me or who without me.
I like that. That is clean and simple, and I fuck with it.
And
deep down to my core.
It says more than the actual characters in the tweet
too.
Yep. Then y'all ready for the second one?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
The second one is, keep every stone they throw at you. You got castles to build.
Ooh,
oh, for sure.
I like that.
Oh, I keep the receipts.
You know what I love the most?
Keep the receipts.
I love that we alternate tweet of the week. I want to just keep it to be y'all two. Because Eric's, I love it though. You always have the most crazy fucking tweet, like off the, like gooning and jacking off. And then Eric always has these like motivational.
Get a bag,
but I feel like it's such a good balance. We need to go back and forth.
Hey,
I declare it. I declare it. Stamp. I fuck with this. I fuck with it. Those are some good tweets.
Hey, yeah, definitely.
Especially the castle one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Keep the fucking receipts.
The castle one is actually from Max Crosby.
Okay.
DN from the Raiders.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay.
With that.
Yeah, and the other one is from Screwy G.
Okay.
Whoever that is.
Yeah,
shout out to him. That's some real shit. That's some real shit.
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
I'm gonna go retweet that.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna go retweet that.
Hey,
I definitely like the Max Crosby one.
Yeah, for sure. That one was hard. I can see why it was hard. You had to pick 2. I like it. Yeah, that was good.
I fuck with both.
That shit got me inspired right now.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Number one, if anybody ain't fucking furthering you or helping you,
right?
Yeah.
Snip,
ho.
Yeah, gotta go, bro. Like if you're not on the same mission as me, bro, we gotta divert.
Facts.
Gotta divert. And definitely keep your fucking receipts when niggas doubt you. That shit is whack for people to doubt folks like that. And the basic prayer on their downfall.
Yep.
But yeah, I fuck with that.
praying on my downfall.
All right.
I'm 10 toes, but that's the thought.
Speaking of that, is that the music quote?
You know, I love T Grizzly. I'm gonna be real. He's like, man, I love T. That's T Grizzly, right? Yeah, I love T Grizzly. But no, it's not. But we will get into it.
Let's get into it.
I think y'all gonna know who this is, especially if I start rapping it like him. But I'm gonna say it normal first.
All right.
All right. See, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me. I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of the day, then I had a good play. So I'm back at the spot. She getting bent like a pretzel. These niggas be soft in a bitch, but turned up off a perk. Boy, I'm solid and stand on whatever. Now, if I rap it like them, hey.
Big X.
Yeah, I was going to say. The moment you say,
I've been popping my shit on a whole other level. You playing sent to the it's levels. My Big X the plug. Yeah.
It's on his last album, right?
Yeah. I love that song.
I like that therapy session.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Dude, Big S is like, he is like dope. Honestly, like on God, like
I fuck with him.
he came up off that little mic thing, right? Didn't he like get famous?
Off the block.
Where they were off the block. Yeah, dude. I fuck with Big X.
I fuck with Big X.
Yeah.
Hey.
He got his own collective too. I don't know if y'all know.
No, I didn't know
What is it,
that.
the Sixers, I think that's what they call it.
Shit, okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Well,
But yeah.
that's hard.
Yeah, he got people underneath this label as well that's cooking. So
Okay.
I
Shit.
fuck with Big X.
Yeah, me too. Great artist.
The biggest. The largest.
Hey.
When stepping on shit, I got it.
Since my mama stayed in them apartments.
We need the horns to play us out for the
I know.
episode.
Oh, you don't want to get. We don't want to get copyright struck.
Oh
We
yeah,
don't get
fuck.
copyright
Yeah,
struck.
our bad on that one. Yeah, but fuck, you know, it's been a good episode.
It was,
Yeah.
man. This
It
was
was
solid.
Yeah.
Today was a
It
good
was
one.
really
solid.
good. It was really good.
Good work today, guys.
Yeah.
Like, everybody deserves
High
a fucking
five.
golden. Nah, we get real high
Well,
fives.
that
around
was
here,
a weak ass high five.
Well, wait, I'll come back around, bro.
That was fancy. That's what
You
it
want one of
needed.
those?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You got this.
Oh yeah, it felt good.
That nigga had to lock in.
Yeah, I had
did,
to lock
he
in
did.
real quick, bro. I had to make sure we caught all like 5 fingers at the
Ain't
same
you
Right.
time.
left-handed?
Huh?
Ain't you left-handed?
I am.
That should have been easy.
Shut up.
Eric, I'm gonna let you do the let's let you do the
Yeah, bro.
honors today.
Tell them
Oh,
motherfuckers to
Lord.
like and subscribe.
Hey man, say man. We only gonna tell you one time, not two. You hear me? All right, man, for real. Hey, appreciate everybody following us and subscribing and keeping up with us on the content that we post out week to week, man. Hey, man, you know, Apple Pod, YouTube, Spotify,
Yes, sir. All
Amazon,
them.
you know,
All them.
everything, man.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
if you're not following us, we have an Instagram page where we post and keep everything
Yeah.
fresh. We have a TikTok page where we keep everything fresh. You know what I mean? You know, just keep it going, man. Yeah, the Ordinary Pod. The Ordinary Pod. I think I should do it more often.
Yeah, you should.
That's fun.
That
Does that feel good?
Hey,
I love it.
hey, I like this. I like this.
Hey, but
yeah.
hey, it's been motherfucking episode 8, y'all.
Yeah.
One of your hosts, Austin.
It's your boy Brandon.
It's your boy E.
And we out. Y'all stay blessed.
Peace.